Hello class and welcome to lesson 1.4 bias in surveys. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try to show you today the difference between making bad questions on your surveys and good questions on your surveys. Okay, so it is not necessary for this lesson to write everything down since we'll be examining errors in surveys and how to fix them. So as long as you get the general gist, please don't think that you have to write everything down, and you can print the completed lesson off if you choose to do this. So just listen throughout this and see how it goes. All right, so here, potentially someone's doing a hockey survey, and it says, please list the reasons why you believe Toronto Maple Leafs are the greatest hockey team in the world, exclamation mark about 12 times. Okay, so what is wrong here, folks? So obviously, although I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, not everybody will. So let's just write down that this may not be your favorite team. So, all right, give me a second. I'm running my letters in together. Okay, or guess what? You may not even like hockey. Okay, so let's take a look at the second one. Is this better? Who is your favorite hockey team? Toronto Maple Leafs or Torpedo or Charleston Chiefs? Is that a better question to ask? Why or why not? Well, no, it's not better. Okay, and the reason why it's not better is because taking a look at examples B and C, who are they? Okay, so B and C are unknown. And you'll find some surveyors actually do this because they want a desired outcome. Okay, but this is incorrect, or it's a biased question, which will skew your results. Okay, so this is something you probably want to write down, folks. These were examples of biases. Bias is any factor that will skew the outcome of a study. Okay, there is a bias. The results will not be accurate. Okay, and bias often unintentional and can come about by using flawed research methods. Okay. All right, so please make sure you've got that down. You know what a bias is. Okay, it will affect the outcome. It'll skew it and make it not accurate. Okay. All right. We're going to discuss two different types of bias. Make sure you know these for your tests. Okay. So the sampling bias occurs when sampling frame does not reflect the characteristics of the population. Okay, so stems from either the sampling technique or the data collection method. For example, if you wanted to talk about the parking lot, who gets to park where they want to in the parking lot in the back of our school, and if you surveyed grade 9s and 10s, would that be accurate? Actually not, because you're picking the wrong population. Okay, make sure you pick the population that applies to that. So you should survey the grade 11s and 12s who actually drive to school. Okay. All right. So, for example, here's one that they talk about. Identify the bias here. A survey asked students at a high school football game whether to fund extracurriculars should be used to buy new equipment for the football team or instruments in the school band. Well, the problem is you're only surveying the football team, so guess what's going to happen? It's going to skew the results. If they said we're going to do the football team and all the students taking music or in the band, then that would be another factor there. But right now they're just serving the football people. Okay? Because most people at a football game like football, right? All right, so another type of non-response is a non-response bias. Please make sure you know this. This occurs when particular groups underrepresent a survey because they choose not to participate, they refuse to respond, or they may just not have interest in it. So, for example, when you go to classes and you watch them fill out the survey, if everybody just circles A, and they don't read the questions, then guess what? That's a non-response bias. Okay? So either they refuse to respond or they always pick A, for example. From a list of multiple choice, okay? All right. So here we go. A science class asks every fifth student entering the cafeteria to answer a survey on environmental issues. Less than half agree to complete the questionnaire. The completed questionnaires show the high proportion of respondents are concerned about the environment. Well, there's many that aren't, right? So that's what the bias is. Okay, and the last one we're going to take a look at is measurement bias. Okay, do an example on the next page of this. Okay, this occurs when data collection method consistently either under or overestimates a characteristic of the population. Okay, so this is a result from a data collection process that affects the variable it's measuring. So it could be a leading or a loaded question. Okay, so remember I talked before about I could give you the question here. My favorite hockey team is Toronto Maple Leafs. What's yours? Okay, so within the question you are leading the participant to pick Toronto Maple Leafs because you've already referenced it. Okay, so let's take a look here. Identify the bias in the following survey. So a poll of a tabloid newspaper includes the question: do you favor the proposed bylaw in which the government will dictate whether you can have the right to smoke in a restaurant? Well, the problem is they use all this jargon and load it up with the proposed bylaw, so it gets you thinking about it. But really what it should be here, folks, is it really should say something like to remove that bias. You should say, should you be able to smoke in a restaurant, right? And you can't smoke inside. I'm talking like outside at the bar, okay? All right. Okay. So by removing all the jargon, okay, then that's you're able to do that, okay? And the last one, a response bias, which is a measure of this, again, is the measure of the measurement. It's a specific measurement bias, which is a response bias. It occurs when participants in the survey deliberately give you false or misleading answers, okay? All right. Let's take a look at the last one here. So what is wrong with this example here? So this is on a student election survey, okay? And we've seen these before, okay? So first of all, you notice that it says it's sponsored by the Friends for the Election of the Rebecca Committee, okay? Circle the appropriate response. Well, taking a look at your first question here, gender, male, female, that's okay. Grade, that's okay. Grade 9, 10, 11, 12, everything looks okay. And on election day, I intend to vote for, notice there's a bolded one here, okay? So there's a bias there, okay? Okay. And what else you're missing is 12 plus. You might have that, okay? And I want more dances, more dress down days, okay? So that is not necessary in here, okay? So that should have been not bolded. It probably should have been in alphabetical order. And there are more samples on the next couple pages of my lesson if you want to take a look. And those are the challenge questions next day. So here's your homework, page 123, numbers 1 to 3 and 6, and challenge to the next 2 pages. All right, class, have a great day, and start thinking about what questions you want to ask for your module. And please see me if you need any help. Ciao. Ciao.